everyone, and thank you so much for coming and joining us this evening for the Beauty of Blackness Fine Art Show, Black Art and Culture. We have a very, very special guest with us today, and her name is Miss Glenda Boone. She is an author and a marketer genius. I've been doing the reading on her. I did the research and read about her. We met not too long ago. She actually was the founder of the Black Heritage Art Show, and that's how I met her. But I've discovered that this woman is absolutely amazing. She does all kinds of things, and she has some really great books online, which we're going to share some of those things so you guys can hit up Amazon and check out some of her books, especially if you are into live streaming and all that kind of stuff. She has done her research, and she's been around for quite a while. And she has learned a lot, and she is one of those people that is here to teach you about live streaming and all those kind of things. And I know I live stream a lot and I help out, but she actually has some books written about it, and she's been doing it for probably more than likely a lot longer than I have. And so, but we're going to talk about so many things tonight because we want to dive into her show and just some of the things that she's doing for artists and for churches as well. She has been doing a lot. The name of her company is O Taste and See Marketing and Productions. And so I'm going to bring her on. I'm not going to hold us up and chat too much because, you know, I can go on forever. But I'm going to bring Miss Boone on because that is why we are here. So come on up.
Hi. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Louise.
It is just wonderful. I am just excited about having you here with us and excited about just having you share what you do, because a lot of people don't know. It's like I said, I met you as this Black heritage art person. And then when we talked, I was like, oh my gosh, all of the things I found out about you, just your background and how you became or came through those ranks of this is who I am. And then using that to further what you do and to also help other people in what they do. You know, it wasn't just, okay, you know, this is what I do and I'm going to stay in my little box because this is all about me. But, and not just other people. I feel like you really helped the Black art world and Black artists, and to push and move that even further during a time where there was like this stall where nothing was happening. And so you were a front runner on that. I mean, I was reading your bio. You were the first Black female, probably first Black period, that even opened up this whole production in home, being able to mass produce Black art and really get it out there and take it out of the hands of the white culture, pretty much. Because I tell people I was there, you know, right, where I was doing some work, and I was told that I didn't quite understand the Black culture.
Yeah. Well, you know, you're right. It just did not happen by happenstance. First of all, I am a brand management and digital marketing consultant, and I help faith-based organizations, small business owners, and artists develop, manage, and monetize their brands.
Okay.
So the goal for the company is to, of course, increase your revenues, decrease your expenses, and expand your customer base. When I got started in the way, I'm not an artist by any means, but I've always been a marketer.
Right.
And I just stumbled really into the art world. I'm not even going to say how many years ago, after attending an art show. And I've always had somewhat of a passion for the arts, But when my mom would take me to, well, when the schools would take us to the museums, I would tell my mom, on school trips, I don't really see anybody that looks like me. So although I always loved going to the museums and learning about culture, I would never see me.
Right.
And when I had the opportunity to go to a in-home art show, I saw this woman and she had this portfolio of all this beautiful art and it looked like me. It was like our culture and the church, the Black church and slaves. And I was so excited. And I, at this show, now I never owned a piece of art, other than, the drugstore art that you put up on a wall.
Right. It came with the room.
Yeah, I bought like $500 worth of art because I was so excited and in awe. But when I got home, I was like, okay, what have I done? Like, I just went and bought $500 worth of art. And I thought about it and I was like, should I call this woman back? And then I was like, no, because I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. And I think this is something that our community needs.
Right.
So instead, I called the woman and said, listen, I have a very big bill from you. And I want to keep the art. And I love the way you did the show, but I need to pay this bill. So how do I do what you do? How can I sell the art so I can pay your bill, basically? Right. And she got me involved into the home show market. And like you said, it was for a European company. And I went on because I've always been a marketer. I built a very successful sales organization within that company. And then I had the opportunity to go to this show. Everyone says, well, if you love art, you got to go to Jacob Javits Center. You got to go there because that's where all the Black artists are. And I was like, wow, I can meet all of these different people. So, I gathered up my little train fare and made my way up to New York and got to Jacob Javits Center. And I met Pancho Brown, who was like, we're from the same hometown, but I never really met him.
Oh, okay.
And so I was so excited. And I said, Pancho, I'm so excited to meet you. I work for this company. I sell Black art. And, I quit my job. I do it full time. And I'm just so excited to meet you. And he said, well, I'm so glad that, that you have such a passion for the art. He said, but sister, he said, I need to let you know something. And I was like, what? And he was like, they're plagiarizing our art.
Right. He put the kibosh on it.
Oh my God. You're talking about somebody who took the air out of a tire. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. And he started telling me how they would come to shows like Jacob Javits Center, take photographs of the art, go to China or wherever.
Oh, wow.
And reproduce them. Take the image and plagiarize it. I was devastated because at that time I had quit my full-time sales job. I was doing this strictly,
right.
And I was like, what am I going to do? So I went home, I talked to my husband and he was like, well, okay. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I sold millions of dollars of art to our community and it's no good.
Wow.
And I got to make this wrong right.
Wow. That's amazing.
And he said, well, I'm like, so I'm gonna have to do it on my own. I'm gonna have to start a company and just go door to door. And I'm gonna have to go back to all of those people with the focus of educating first. And I had very little money. We had our savings, our 401k, and he was like, okay, mind you, I had no job at that point. I did speak to a lot of representatives that were in my sales organization. A few came with me, and then I started working the phones.
Wow.
And I started calling artists and telling them my story. And, a lot of them were like, okay, well, call me when you get yourself together. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I need you to send me some prints because I need inventory. I can't sell art. I can go and educate and I can sell your art, but I need the inventory.
I need some inventory, right? Product.
The first artist who really he just opened the doors and Albert Fennell, and they sent me whatever I needed.
Wow.
And then they Tim Hinton said, you need to go with me to Chicago. You need to meet me in Chicago. I'm going to Annie Lee's shop. All the artists are going to be there, and you need to meet them to help you.
Wow.
And so I put my little pennies together and struggled up to cold Chicago. And sure enough, Charles Bibbs was in the room. Annie Lee, somebody was at the show.
Mm.
I went up to Mr. Bibbs and I said, listen, Mr. Bibbs, I met Poncho and I built a large organization, but I need to go back into the community and I need inventory. I need you to give me prints. I have 70 representatives and I need to be able to have your images to sell.
Right.
And he says, well, who are you again? And I said, you don't know me right now, Mr. Bibbs, but you're going to know me. I'm going to make it big in the art world. You're going to know my name one day. Just trust me. Young lady, you have a lot of passion. And you know what? I think you're going to make it. But let me just see what you're going to do first. Let me just see. Take a minute, see what you're going to do. And I said, okay. I said, but I'm telling you, you're going to know my name one day. And that was the beginning of how I got into the art market. And from there, I had my first show. I flew everyone in because I had no name. So you can have the greatest works in the world, but it's your marketing and your promotion that builds the trust in people.
Right.
And when I flew everybody in and they all made a lot of money, I didn't make any money that year, but they all made money.
That's how it is with first shows.
Right. And from there, I've had no problem. The floodgates opened up and I just used my sales and marketing skills that I've been utilizing in the business world to help develop artists. And that's been over almost 30 years ago now.
Wow.
And
that's pretty amazing.
Hotel. And from when it got too big for the hotel, we went to the convention center and we maintained the show for 15 years. And then in 2008, when the recession hit, I said, this is time. We got to let go.
Yeah.
It's time to let it go. And it was very hard pill to swallow because it's something that you birthed for so many years. But little did I know that the Lord was just preparing me for seasons such as this.
Right. Yeah.
I went on to work, go back to my church market, my business market, but I realized in 2008 that everything was changing. And with the onset of the internet, I'm like, everything is going to change. We got to learn this internet. And so I started teaching myself initially how to use the internet back in 2008.
Wow.
And I just took all of those different industries that I was working in and started transitioning them from brick and mortar to the internet.
Well, you're a visionary, and that's basically, you saw what was coming early on, and that's pretty amazing because you also work with churches and you have them digital as well. And so you basically was just seeing ahead. You saw what was about to happen. You saw what was going on.
Also so surreal because in 2018, the Holy Spirit said, write a book for churches. And I actually got invited to Hampton Ministers Conference, which is like the largest Black preacher conference. I'm not a preacher, just like I'm not an artist. So they were looking at me like, what are you doing here? And at that time, half the room was excited to hear what I had to say. And the other half was like, okay, you better get up out of here because I'm not trying to do no internet and mess up my weekly offering.
There you go. You coming in here with the devil, girl.
Yes. And 2 years later, everybody's
knocking at your door.
Everybody's at the door. Everybody's buying a book. So it really is when the Spirit speaks to you, and I say this to your audience. When God gives you a vision, it's for you.
Right.
And it's the blessing. It will come to fruition if you work it and you believe it.
And you have to walk in.
You're going to come up against some major obstacles. Like I said, when I first started, when I had my first show, I was $13,000 in the hole. However, I never had a problem with artists after that.
Right.
They all saw it. So I wanted to go home and just never get up out of bed again that night. But if you really believe when the Lord gives it to you, it will come to fruition if you just work it.
And that's basically, it's like, Where he guides, he provides. That's the whole thing. It's like, because it's like what you said. You don't see, and it might take a minute, but I mean, if you look at Moses, any of those people, here he is, and Noah, the man is building an ark.
Yes.
Okay, and people are like, "What is wrong with you?"
And everything I've done, Louise, everything I've done has been that way. When I started the first virtual art show 3 years ago, and it was this platform. It was beta, and it was janky. But I'm like, the Lord said, "Do it." And I was like, okay. And
people looking at you like, what you doing?
Artists was saying, Glenda lost her mind.
What are you doing? It's over.
What are you
it's so over. Right. We still doing shows out here. Right.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm telling you, we all going to be online. We all going to be online. And so again, just the vision was there and just had to keep working and working and working. Wow. And it took 3 years, 3 years and thousands of dollars and focus groups in order to create a platform. But at the same time, if I hadn't started it 3 years ago and this COVID happened,
right?
I wouldn't be prepared.
You wouldn't be prepared. No. And that's the whole thing. It's like, it's just like you said, COVID, I mean, God gives people visions, and then some people pick them up and some people drop them. And they get caught wanting, pretty much. Right. It's like they get to this point and see, now you're like, I've already got it figured out. I've got it figured out where other people are scrambling.
And but you know what, Louise, though, you never ever, I've learned this. You never ever have it all figured out.
Oh no, not all of it.
Because you're always learning. Like I'm learning from you right now on this StreamYard. I mean, you're always constantly learning, especially in this field. And so I always feel like I'm always in school, because it's always some course you have to take. It's always some new update that's happening. But you want to be that way, though. You want to be that way, because if you're not, you actually will get left behind. You will get left behind.
Right.
You absolutely will. And you really can't be a blessing to others if you really don't know.
Right. Right. You have to definitely stay on top of things. And that's what I feel like you have been doing. I've gone to your websites. I've checked out a lot of the things that you're doing. And you are being a marketing person anyway. It's like one slip out, you're done. It's like having to catch up. And one of the things I tell people is I said, if you miss it, then you have to catch you 2 steps behind. And that's what people don't realize is when you talk to people, because even with training people on here, I just trained, I think she was like 68 or something like that. And I was like, I love it, because you are you're still in the realm of relevance. You're still in that realm. And I feel like what you're constantly doing is you're trying to push people. It's like, hey, I'm trying to bring you into the next realm. I'm trying to bring you to the next level. And you're going to get that resistance, because people are like, I don't know. I don't know. And so
if they don't, and the one thing that in this platform, it's not about your sales today. It is all about exposure.
Right.
So the more platforms, the more interviews, the more places that you can place yourself on and connect to. And that's the missing piece. Just getting on Facebook and doing a Facebook Live art show is not going to build your career. It's not.
Because you're trying to build your following, and
you're trying to build your following, and you're trying to make connections.
Right.
And because even networking now, you can't really network. And the reality is that even when COVID is over, a lot of trade shows, life is not life like you knew it as a professional artist anymore.
It doesn't exist anymore. Right. And that's why
connection, your networking is now online, and it's doing things that you're doing. You're right on top of it, any opportunity that you get where you can get on anybody's show, doesn't matter if it's one person on or 1,000 people on.
Right.
It's not what's happening that at that particular time. It's this evergreen content that's out there, that's about you, that will stay out there, that can help build your brand online.
And that's just it. And I just feel like so many people don't get that. They don't get the fact that right now we're in a internet world. We are in a cyber stream virtual world. And by you not putting your little seeds all over, and that's one of the things with Pancho. He was like, I'm doing every show. I'm doing everybody's show.
Yeah.
And because he understands marketing. He understands that if I do your show, all of those people will see me. If I do your show, all of those people
absolutely
will see me. And that's one of the things that I feel that artists, we don't always get. We don't always get that. You know, we're always pulling back and saying, I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to do. What, you know, who are you? Why you know? And so we end up getting caught up in well, I don't really know you, and you, I don't know.
Yeah. And what I've learned to do over the years is I leave them behind. I just leave them, you know, because I have learned I really don't have time. If you don't get it, you'll get it. You'll get it some year, somewhere down the road. You'll get it.
And then you become knocking on my door.
Knocking on the door.
But knocking on my door. Because that's one of the things we deal with that, you know, especially with the live stream.
Yeah.
Because Pancho would be like, go talk to Louise, you know, when they want it. And then he's like, some of them are like, they go, and then others are like, well, I don't know. And I told him, I said, well, you know.
You tried.
Right.
And what they don't get is that the early bird catches the worm.
Exactly.
And as the channel grows and grows and grows and the show grows, more and more people. So they're not just going to go watch my video. They're going to watch every other video that you've done.
Exactly.
So you don't get that. They don't get it. But as a marketer, there are thousands and thousands of artists. And what I've learned is that it's very hard to retrain old school.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And so, but when old school sees where you are and that you've moved, then they'll come.
Right.
You know, but so you offer the invitation, but you don't hinder on that.
Right.
And also, like, my goal is really, for me in the arts, it is to make sure that we continue to be recorders of our history. So I'm, you know, as more and more artists die, my good friend George Knock passed, you know, rest your soul, George. That broke my heart, you know, but it also told me you've got to focus on the young. You know, these people out here doing Instagram saying, DM me. You know what I mean? It's like, you got to connect with them because
they're the ones that's on top of it. They're the ones that's on top of what's going on.
But they also need the wisdom of the old school because that's fast money. You're doing fast money. So the old schoolers can pull them in and say, look, this is how you can make some, you know, this is how you can make a career. So we have a major, those of us that are producers, you know, like yourself, we have a major, and promoters, we have a major feat ahead of us because we have to pull up the young, you know, as well as pull up and pull in the old.
Exactly. And that's one of the things I'm always sharing with people, because I've worked with a lot of organizations. And a lot of times you'll get, oh, you know, the young people are done. You know, the young people want to be everything. And then they don't want to pay attention to the older people. And then you're thinking, well, you can't just wipe out the old generation, because the old generation, that's wisdom right there. You might not always understand the wisdom, and you may not want to always intake it, but you coming along with all of this great ideas, all of this kind of stuff, at some point, you end up falling over. Why? Because you don't have any of that back. You
Right.
don't have any of that solid background that they have. You don't have any of that knowledge that they have. You didn't come up through the ranks. And so I always tell people, an old man tell you, don't go around the corner because it's a lion over there.
That's right.
Like, I got this. And then all of a sudden you run into the lion and you're like, it's like the old man went around the corner already.
Yeah.
He already knew the lion was there. So it's sort of like that. It's like, so when I talk to you, you're like, a lion around the corner, Louise. And I'm like, okay. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
And I mean, we're not that much. I don't think we're that different in age.
No.
But the mere fact that you've been around the corner, you went around that corner. You might have went around the corner before I did. So I'm not going to be like, somebody talking about there's a lion around that corner. You know, like this Chicago.
Right.
What is a lion doing around the corner?
Right.
That kind of thing. Whereas like we begin to listen and to and help each other. That's one of the things that when I did the Beauty of Blackness Fine Art show, when what's his name? Now I'm going to blank. But one of the elders came, I call him, one of the elders came on and shared with the young. And then they were like, wow, you know, this was so amazing to have him a part of the show and then to glean from his knowledge.
Right.
To glean from that.
Right. That's why platforms such as this, you know, this platform that you have is so important because it allows, first of all, it's a platform that young people can get with. You know, they get, and it's okay, you're going to stream young people don't have a problem with that. Older people might have a little problem in trying to get on it and all of that for a minute, but once the elders get on there and the young get the old, it's a powerful thing. So I'm just ecstatic about this platform. I really am, because it's just so needed in so many different areas, especially when it comes to bridging that gap.
Yeah, I know. And that's it. And that's why I'm constantly pushing this platform. Like just the other day, you know, Pancho has, you know, he has a tech guy. And so the other day he's like, calls me up, you know, we're talking. He's like, I got it. I have to learn it because what I love about this platform is it's all inclusive. You know, it's like, I don't have to, have somebody tech for me. I mean, it's great when you have somebody assisting you, but you don't need it. So if you end up and your tech can't make it, you can handle it. You know, one of the things that I train people is how you can handle it without your tech. If you're there by yourself, you got this. Everything, you set it all up, you schedule all of your stuff, and you set it all up and you can handle it. And that's
why artists, you know, if I want to do a private showing with you, this is the kind of stuff that I kind of talk about in my book.
Right.
These types of platforms allow you the opportunity to really connect on a one-on-one with your audience. So you don't have to get on a plane to do a private show now. You know, you can use platforms such as this to do your private shows. So we really do want to, my goal is to first get them introduced, which I think your platform does. It introduces them to what is available and how easy it is to use. And then the biggest hurdle with artists is they don't think that they can do the technology. They're afraid to use the technology. So that is one of the reasons why we created the virtual platform and invested in that platform, so that they first could see the power of the virtual platform. And then the whole goal is to, once they do that, once they get finished going through our whole program with them, because we don't just say, okay, here's your application fee and we'll see, and you're good. We actually help them with the marketing. We give them a marketing plan to use 30 days out. So by the time they finish the show process with us, they literally have a course on online marketing. And they have a boilerplate on what to do from there.
Right. See, that's amazing. Well, I just want to share. I want to share with everyone. Hold on. I want to bring this up because I just want to share with everyone your the video for the Black Heritage. I just pulled it up off of let's see. And so I just wanted, because I just pulled that one off of offline. And the Black Heritage, the dates. What are the dates for it?
February 5th through the 7th,
Okay.
2021.
Okay. 5th through the 7th. Okay, so yeah, because I just pulled that up because I wanted to. So it's February 5th through the 7th, 2021. And you can find out more information if you are an artist. You can go to the Taste and See.
Well, actually, they can go right to BlackHeritageArtShow.com.
Oh, so they can go right to Black Heritage Art Show. Okay, I did not pull that. Okay, let's. I'll put that on there. I'll put it up so that they could see it. So give me a second, guys, and I'll put that up so you can go right to the BlackHeritageArtShow.com and pull that up because I think that's really important. But we're gonna take just a short break and we're gonna play a small video. All right. That was Larry Poncho Brown.
Love it. Love it.
He's an amazing artist. And so he will be a part of our, I'm going to put that up, our Beauty of Blackness Fine Art Show Holiday Bazaar that's coming up the 5th and the 6th from 11 to 2. Definitely you want to tune in for that because it's going to be a lot of fun. We have some really great artists, and then there's other artists that are joining in, other people that are joining in. This is a bazaar, so it's going to have all kinds of things. It's not just art, it's just fun. Since you can't go to a bazaar, normally bazaars are in schools and things like that. So I wanted to make sure that we had a fun bazaar. So
wow, you guys are doing that from StreamYard?
Yeah, we're gonna do it on StreamYard. We're gonna stream it for 2 days. Actually, I have one coming up, and it's gonna stream for 4 days. Just from my studio, streaming for 4 days. This one's kind of short because I'm only doing it for 3 hours. But when we did the Beauty of Blackness Fine Art Show, we did that between 8 and 12 hours, the whole day. And so artists were on for 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But Lavalay, I was just gonna put this one right here. Lavalay is doing Black Art Market right now. And he is, I think they've been streaming for a few hours from 4 to 10. He has different artists come up. So definitely check him out. He'll be up. They'll be up tomorrow as well. Doing the Black Art Market for the holiday. They've done it for, I think it's 3 days. It's been a 3-day show. Which has been fun. I've caught some of it. I've been catching some of the shows that have been on.
Yeah, I've been trying to do my shopping. I'm trying to do all black. So I've been searching ever since.
Right. Oh, what was her name? Kabibi. Her show was really good.
Yeah.
I got to watch her. Now I trained her last week. She was with me last week. I did her consultation and she was up and running. She was up and running, doing a fantastic job. So, but I don't want to constantly talk about me. I don't want to constantly talk about me. So, share with me some more about, because I know we talked about the Black Heritage Art Show, and I definitely want to make sure that gets out there because I want it to get as much publicity as possible, and I want artists to be a part of that. So if you are an artist, definitely go and check that out. I'm going to put that up as a matter of fact. So share with me a little bit about what all is entailed in that Black Heritage Art Show? What kind of things are going on? Because I know you and I have talked, and it sounds really exciting about the gallery and how everything works.
Yeah, the show itself, it infuses all of the arts. So our show is not just focused on visual arts, but it's always been held in the month of February.
Okay.
And at that time, when we were brick and mortar, and even now, it was the largest celebratory event held during Black History Month.
Okay.
So that's why we kept it when we moved to the virtual world. We kept it in the month of February. But the show includes visual, performing, and literary art. So it fuses all of them together.
Okay.
They also have live workshops that is done from an auditorium. So you have the look and feel of as if you were in a convention center. So you'll have an artist lobby, you'll have an author's lobby, and then there's an auditorium. And then you can select what sessions that you want to take. And that's also where our performing artists perform.
Okay.
So it's a membership. Everything runs on an annual membership. The membership is $19.99 for the year.
Okay.
And the platform offers 3 shows, mini shows, and 1 major show a year. So the Black Heritage Art Show is like the big show of the year. But the annual membership covers your entrance fee into the 3 mini shows throughout the year. And
so when does the 3 mini shows occur?
Well, it usually occurs every 3 months. So the first show, February, the Black Heritage Art Show kicks it all off.
Okay.
And then there's another one in May, and then there's another one, and I think it's in August. So we try to do it quarterly.
Okay.
And then we just pick a few artists. We do not have, and that's intentional, that we don't have 20 and 30 and 40 visual artists. That's very, very intentional.
Okay.
Because we do want people first to be able to connect with the artists. We have some really cool things in our promotions that we work with the artists with that they do. So we need the audience to be engaged with a few artists. And it's hard to try to get so many hundreds of thousands of people to engage with 30 artists.
Right. Because that's how it is with art shows, is you're bouncing around and then all of a sudden you're too full.
Yeah. So each artist has its own gallery, and it is set up like a gallery. When persons first come in, though, they get a welcome video from the artist. This is all about marketing.
Okay.
And so it's really the whole process. When you come on board with us, you really are getting marketing services from OTAC Marketing and Productions.
Okay.
The first thing you want to do is you want to introduce yourself so you can connect to your audience. So we allow the artists to pre-record their videos, and they welcome their artists to their booth. They get to know them, and then they can click a button and they go into their gallery.
Okay.
And their gallery is where we have their pieces of artwork that's beautifully displayed, just like if they were walking through an art gallery. If they select the piece they like, they add it to their cart. And then we do the process, and it gets to the artist, and they drop ship their art. So it's very, very, very seamless. It's as if they're actually at an art show.
Okay. I think I saw.
Yeah. I think if it's a video, there
is a video. I'm gonna pull it up. You go ahead. I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, and so for the we try to make sure that we have something for everyone. And again, this year's show, we are really focusing a lot on millennials as well.
Okay.
So trying to satisfy all of the audience, like especially in the performing arts, like one night, Friday night, I just call it raunchy and raw, and tell people, anybody over 50, just don't click on Friday in the auditorium. And then Saturday, we're working with now trying to do like maybe a tribute to Motown. And Sunday is all about gospel. So we really do go out of the way because it is a celebratory event. And we're trying to satisfy a lot of different audiences.
Okay.
But for the artists themselves, we promote them from the time they actually go on to that BlackHeritageArtShow.com. We actually start promoting the artists.
Okay.
We promote your website. We promote your presence. And then 30 days before the show, we give you a template, an actual marketing strategy that we need you to do so that you can connect to your audience. And then on the last day is an opportunity for you to connect and make sales with your audience as well on your own platform. So it really is more than just, okay, let me submit my images and my bio and then I'm done and let me know if I make sales. It really is also a marketing and sales strategy. Yeah.
Okay. That sounds, so this one, I think it was this one.
Yeah.
Because it kind of gives you an idea of what the whole virtual looks like.
Right.
So let's, we'll play that one. So that's the auditorium.
Right.
That would be the auditorium. And then we saw the gallery.
Right.
And the first one, is that where the welcome video was?
Where you saw Karen Buster, that's her welcome video. That's kind of like her introductory before you go into the gallery.
Okay.
Yeah. And so whatever's performer is performing at that time, they'll show up in the auditorium.
Okay.
Now, your membership will cover, like, if someone, like right now we're doing early bird passes, which people start getting early because it's only $10 for the whole year. So they can go in and they can have aspects of the art. And then we'll have the artists change out a few of their pieces just before the real show, but they can't see the performing pieces.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
But again, because the goal is to drive traffic and to build artists. So I want them to see their art like right away.
Right. Because you're trying to bring that traffic in. Right. So you definitely want to have art there as well.
So the early, and a lot of artists that get it, that've been with me, they automatically come on very early because they know I run advertising ads. So we spend a lot of money to promote this show. But the goal is to get you the maximum amount of exposure. So if you come on early, then I'm going to do a video of you. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to show
exactly. It's like you're going to be a part of the videos. You're going to be a part of that video stream. So you're getting twice as much.
Yeah.
Right. So now you come on in February, you're going to get the bare minimum.
You get
right. So, well, I want to just let everybody know, definitely go and check out Glenda. She is on YouTube under her name, Glenda Boone, and you can visit with her. Like her page on Facebook. I love the whole Facebook, Instagram, Glenda Boone, the Muse.
Ted Ellis gave me that name. He gave me 2 names. He gave me
the other one.
And he gave me the Muse. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay. And then pastors seem to like that as well. So
I like that. So you can definitely check her out at Glenda Boone or Glenda Boone the Muse on Facebook and Instagram, and on Twitter it's Glenda Boone then. So Glenda Boone them. I know, it's like,
I couldn't put Muse. They wouldn't give me any more letters.
Oh, see, yeah, I know. I hate when they do that. But I wanted to, before we chime out, I definitely wanted to hit. You have done quite a bit of work, and you've done quite a bit of writing. So you can definitely check out Mrs. Boone's work. I'm just going to go ahead and put all of them on here, and you can share with them. This one is called Network Marketing: Work Smart, Not Hard. A Guide to Building Successful in-home sales organization, a successful in-home sales organization. So you can find all these books that I'm going to share with you on Amazon, and because that's why I found them all. The other book is How Sell Products Online Using Social Media. There should be a 2 in there.
Yeah, How to Sell Products.
All right, because You need to talk to Amazon because I copied and pasted.
I've talked to Amazon for 3 years, but I will talk to them again. Yes. I'll tell them, oh, goodness, every time.
Well, I'm not going to put it on there because somebody will put how to sell and they might not find it.
They'll find it. But I mean, I've been telling that for 3 years, but yeah, I'll do it again. Yeah,
Amazon's crazy because it's Amazon. Yeah. And then the next one is a visual artist guide to selling art online. I really like that one. Cut out the middleman and negotiate direct with your customers using social media live platforms. So these are all, go ahead, Linda, you could talk. I mean, Glenda, you could talk.
Yeah, this one, I really think for art, and this is really, I think I did this on Kindle for like 99 cents because I really want you guys to get this because it's really simple steps. It's a really quick guide. I don't even think it's 100 pages, but it's so rich for you to know to just get started on. Mm-hmm. For instance, if you have not updated your website in the last 3 years, that's the first thing you have to do.
Right.
You have to update your website. What used to be is gone. Everything now is about video and click a picture and image. So definitely your website. Also, you want to make it talks to you about how to engage with your audience because it is not just about selling your product. You just can't put your image up there and say
people are going to buy it. People buy you more than they buy you.
Right. So it's really about branding you. And again, it's a really, really, really short guide, but it's rich with information.
So definitely go and check it out. I mean, it's not incredibly expensive. It is on Amazon, and this is the name. You can go on Amazon and just put in Glenda Boone, and all of her books will show up online for you if you put in her name. She has 2 other ones, and they're on churches. The church leaving the building. That's also dealing with being online, going into the virtual universe. Church marketing on a shoestring budget for all those church people out there, because I know I got a bunch of you. I got a bunch of them out there, church people galore. So definitely check those out because I feel that because of Glenda's background and what she has done. I'm just going to put your website up as well. What she has done in the virtual world, not just the virtual world, but the brick and mortar and natural world. She has paved the way for so many different things, and she has learned so much about marketing, shows, putting yourself out there, getting exposure, getting people to stop by and see what you are doing. It's not just something she writes about, it's something she lives. And so I think it's important that we grab hold to people who have the knowledge. They didn't just wake up one morning and write a book.
Right.
She has lived this. And so I think it's important for us to understand that when you have somebody that has lived it, then they know what they're talking about. And then if they decided to put it on paper, you should read it.
And I try to take out all the fluff because I know we don't like to read. No. So my books are just meat and potatoes. And also videos,
right, because you write, you tell an artist to pick up the book and then you don't have any pictures.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, really, like get to the point, meat and potato only. So that one is definitely a meat and potato. Right. You don't have to worry about a lot of fluff. And you'll get through it. You'll get through that. You'll read it over and over again, but you will get through it in like 40 minutes.
I like that. I like the fact that it's direct and to the point.
Right.
You didn't put a lot of fluff in it, because a lot of times people want to fill the page.
Right.
And and most folks, it's like I can't tell you how many books is sitting over there in my little
right. And I try to make a goal with all of my books. And it's hard to do, but I try to make it. Don't go over 125. That's like, do not do that. So it takes a little bit longer to condense everything. But I'm also very open because I do also one-time consultations free because
I saw that. I was gonna put that up there. It's
yeah,
Coffee with Glenda
because
on Monday.
it is more important for me. 20 something years ago when Pancho told me that, our goal has always been to educate first. So the success of the company and my success has always been making sure that I help somebody else get what they need or get what they want. Because if I can do that, then the Lord is going to bless me with whatever I want or need.
There you go. There you go.
So everybody don't have $75 or whatever. I don't know what it's called, but they don't have it.
Right.
But nor do I expect for anyone to pay me. I don't care how much of an expert they call me or how many books I've written. I don't expect anybody to pay me $75 to talk to me for the first time. They don't know what they paying me $75 for.
Right, exactly. It's like, come on in the room, come on in the room.
Right.
And let me. I know. I really like that when I was on your. It wasn't on your personal website. It was on the other website, and I said, "Oh, that is so adorable."
Yeah.
It's like Coffee with Glenda. So and that's Monday at what time?
Yeah, then we have you have it. You can, if you go to glendaboone.com, it'll say let's talk. And it'll say that one I think you charge, but you can do Coffee with Glenda.
Okay.
That's every Monday on YouTube. You can go to glendaboone.com, you'll see the links to it. Or you can go to my website and you'll see that on there. Every Monday, if you want to talk to me, you don't have no money and you got some questions, you can meet me every Monday from 10 o'clock to 11:30. I'm there every Monday except for holidays because I mentored and I had a mentoring program and a coaching program for free for years. But it became so vast and was taking up so much time.
And that's on YouTube?
It's the one we do. It's a Zoom call.
Okay.
But I try to post. Go to this. It's a Zoom call.
Right. That's what I thought it said. It was a Zoom
it's a Zoom call. And I have a panel of people that I work with, but every week I do a question and answer segment. So anybody can come on. And if we have guests that come on, then I take the time to answer their questions at that time.
And that's the coffee with you.
That's Coffee with Glenda every Monday. And they can go on my website, glendaboone.com, and they'll get the Zoom. But if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see all the links. You just look for Coffee with, and you'll see
okay. So it does have. Oh, I'm putting that.
Yeah,
I put Glenda.
Yeah. So that way, when people say, "Well, I don't have," that's my benevolence. That's my pro bono. So if you really want to talk to me and you really don't have consultation fees, then get your butt up out of bed on Mondays at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And you can ask me whatever you want. And and if I can't get you the answer, I'm going to find it for you and get it for you.
Okay. And they can do that. And you can go to glendaboone.com and find that Coffee with Glenda post. But you can also go to her YouTube channel, which is Glenda Boone, and you find Coffee with Glenda posted. The ones that your previous ones.
Yeah.
Posted. You post those. So okay, so that's great. So you can get several, you can learn from other people's questions.
Right.
Which is nice.
Right.
I'm gonna have to go check those out.
Yeah.
Now.
And then we just get really technical in those. A lot of people just want to, the ladies that I started Coffee with, they started their business with nothing. And you can see the progression of them.
Right.
And it's all about building their brands. And you can just see the journey that they're going through. And now their businesses are booming.
Wow. That's amazing. I mean, that's amazing that from where you came from, and I'm not, it's like from where you came from to where you are now.
Yeah.
What would you have to share with, while we're closing it up, what would you have to share with those who are starting? And they're saying, because, I get a lot of, we get artists, they're like, oh, I want to be this person. I want to be that. And I want to, but they're starting here. Because a lot of times people are like, I want to get here, but I want to get there quick.
Now, is that as an artist, from an artist perspective?
I would say it's from a perspective, because we could take it from an artist perspective to a marketing perspective, or anybody, a teacher, a doctor. Everybody has to travel the road.
Okay. Okay. So the first thing I would say is answer these questions. 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you?
Mm.
Who are you? What do you do? Or what do you want to do?
Mm.
Don't say I want to do this and that, this and that. What do you want to do? Narrow that down, that sentence down.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I? What do I want to do?
Mm.
Or what do I do? And how does what I want to do or what I'm doing benefit somebody else?
Mm.
That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ask and answer those questions. Who am I?
Mm-hmm.
What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
And how does
benefit somebody else?
What I do or what I want to do benefit someone else?
Mm.
I'm going to go back to my introduction. I am Glenda Boone. I am a brand management and digital marketing consultant. I help faith-based business owners and artists develop, manage, and monetize their brands. I do this to increase their revenues, decrease their expenses, and expand their customer bases. So when I say that,
Mm-hmm.
that makes you say what? She can help me.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And every single person, that is the hardest thing, but it's the easiest that's the best business plan you can make for yourself, is answering those 3 questions. And then once you answer those 3 questions, you're going to refine it so it comes out like butter.
Right.
But if you get it, then stick to it. No matter what roadblock you come to, no matter, stick to it, because you know what? That's the vision God gave you.
Exactly.
You just made it plain.
What is it? Make it plain, right?
Make it plain. And then once you make it plain, then you get on that train and you just ride it.
Ride it on. You keep riding it. That's amazing. That's absolutely beautiful. I love that. And trust me, I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna rewind it and write it all down. I'm like, why don't I have a pen right now? Because that is so profound. And those are things that we don't think about, because we're always, even when we start stuff, it's like, do your mission statement. I was just working with one of my staff members, and we started a school at our office, and she runs it. And she was like, Louise, I got to do a mission statement. I said, we've been doing this school for these many years. I thought the mission statement was already in place. I thought it was in place. Thought you had done it already, because I gave her control over it. And so she called me, and so we sat there and we worked through it. But she understood. She already knew what the mission was, and so she was able to do it within that day.
Right.
It's like it's already there.
It's already there.
Writing it down and making it plain.
And then everything that you do different is a different brand. You cannot be a jack of all trades. You cannot have a website with 50,000 things on it.
Right.
Everything you do has to be separate and marketed as a different brand.
Exactly.
And focus on one brand at a time. And once you get that up and going, then work on the next brand.
Right. Right. And that is so true, because I sit here and I'm like, I gotta put this website together. I got to take this off of here and put it over here. Yeah. It's like, because you have to, because you cannot mix, because it muddles up your website.
And you have different audiences.
And you have a different audience.
I work in 3 different industries. And so I split my year up into quarters. And so one quarter I'm working on art. The next quarter I'm working on church. So that my calendar for the year is focused on all of the different brands.
Oh, wow.
And so that's why you'll see content for the church market, content for the art market, content for the business owners market. But it has to be strategically done.
Now, do you do that on Facebook as well? Do you break that up? Because I know I have several different business pages, and I just did it on LinkedIn. Because a lot of times people don't look at LinkedIn.
For me, I thank God I started branding my name.
Right.
Years ago. So you can really, if you Google my name, Glenda Boone, all of the industries will come up. Church, everything comes up.
Right.
So for me, I don't really have to worry about branding each one separate.
Right. Right.
But the problem I have is that people will say, call Glenda Boone. Or you said it, Glenda, I knew you did this, but I had no idea you did all of that. So, people say, well, what did she do? Well, I don't know, but call her, so I get, because you're branded, so you're known, like the name is known. But if someone, you was to sit, even sometimes anybody, you sit Poncho down, I've known him for many, many years, and he'll tell you, call Glenda. But if you sit him down and say, what did she do? He can't really give you a whole, he can't. So, but people, that's okay. As long as you make sure that you're connecting your name to all of your different.
You do, right. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I've been doing now is making sure that, and because I always tell when I talk to artists and when I'm doing these interviews and they send me their social media, and I tell them, I said, your social media is all over the place. It's like you have a name for Twitter, you have a name for this, you have a name for that, you have a name for that. And I think I learned that with because I do my husband's social media, and I market his practice. And one of the things that I ended up doing when I took it over was having to clean up his name, clean up everything so that it all went to one place.
Right. Now, like for your Black Art Show, like for me, I use Glenda Boone, but all of my different websites are on that one page. So people can just click a button to go to but each website is different.
Right.
So for you could do Black Art and Culture. That's the hub.
Right. Right.
So then it's one for the podcast, one for the show, but your hub, because what you're really branding is so much more than your Beauty of Blackness Fine Art.
Right.
You really are marketing Black art and culture.
Right. Exactly.
So the hub is
and then the Beauty of Blackness Fine Art Show falls into the Black Art and Culture. And that's one of the things that we don't always get. It's like, okay, because of this becomes a part, even though it was the original concept, it still becomes a part of the Black Art and Culture, because the Black Art and Culture goes on all year.
Absolutely. And so that's why the main brand, that's
Black Art
brand. So
and that's why I start using the TBOBFA, Black Art and Culture. So see, there you go. I already got pulling it out of you, Glenda, pulling it out of you.
And somewhere on there, I would just put probably in somewhere I would just put presented by. I would put your name somewhere in there, so that again you're connecting your name.
Connecting my name to it. Okay. All right. Okay. See, that's juice right there. That's juice right. All right, Glenda, it has been absolutely wonderful. I am always so blessed to interview people, but you have you filled some spaces in what I needed, and I'm hoping other people have drawn it too. And as other people watch it, I had a young lady call me the other day. I'm doing an art show at this hospital, and she and I got to talking, and she went back to go watch all of the videos. She said, I'm going to watch this one, and I'm going to watch this one. And because we were just talking, I said, yeah, I do. She said, I watched one of those videos. I'm going back to watch the rest of them. And it's just like you said, people aren't just going to go and watch one video. They're going to go and watch all of them.
Right. It's a lot. You're creating like a library.
Exactly.
And, it is just wonderful. It really is. And so I support it 110%. I think it is, it's a needed Very
Right.
much needed platform.
Thank
And
you.
people don't get it now,
Right.
but they will.
They will. And I'm definitely going to be using as things progress. It said, oh, somebody said good night, ladies. So
Is it what's going over?
I'll feel it, I guess so. Who is this? Denise. He said, very interesting journey. Oh, this is Denise is actually, I just work with her. She does holistic hula hooping. Love her to death. She's amazing. She's the young lady. She's in her 60s, and she and I just work together to get her on the platform. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful woman. And if you have time to look up Denise Williams, she hula hoops off jazz music, and she up.
Denise, definitely send me a private message on.
Oh yeah.
Send me a private message on Facebook or something under blackheritageartshow.com, or you can email me. But with some links, I will definitely look at your stuff, because I may want to talk to you about.
I'll make sure that if she's not still on, I'll make sure she gets it, because she is amazing. I mean, I met her on Facebook looking through my thing. And so she was actually on the Living Out Loud show. I had her on that show. She hasn't been on this show. She was on the Living Out Loud show, and she did some really dancing for us, because she tap dances, she sings.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm definitely
she's amazing. Yeah, she's an amazing woman, and so I think you'd really like her. So, but hang on, and I want to talk to you after the show. Thank you so much for being on the show and being a guest. I can't tell you how much having you here it pushes me forward. You know, and I know a lot of times people don't want to, but I want to give you your accolades now.
And understand that I will be here to pull you up.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever way I can, because that is the way we all make it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So thank you very much. I'm going to definitely be pushing your art book during the Beauty of Blackness Fine Art Show, especially the visual arts guide. I'm definitely going to be pushing that for artists to get it. And I'm probably more than likely going to put it on the website so that I'll put a link on the website as well for artists, because I have Pancho's link on there for selling online, because I'm a firm believer we have to support each other.
Absolutely.
And we can't do it all. And that's the whole thing, is I tell people we can't do it all.
And there's enough room for all of us.
There's enough room for all of us to share and support each other. So I will definitely add a link to your book on the website, because I think it's an important book, and I think a lot of artists need to have it and look at it, especially in this time and in this day.
Right. Well, thank you. And thank you for having me. Thank you, wonderful audience.
All right, I'm going to close out the show. Thank you so much, Linda. Stay around, and I'm going to chat with you. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, guys. I am so excited that you guys hung out with us and was able to absorb some of the things that Linda had. Go back and watch the video, because she has had such an amazing journey, and you will glean so much out of what she has talked about. So definitely go back, share it with your friends. Don't just be like, oh, okay, another Beauty of Blackness, Black art and culture. No, go back and glean from this amazing woman's work and what she talked about. Stop by and go to her website, Glenda Boone. If you have some questions, go and have some coffee with Glenda at 10. And you can definitely check out her website. If you're an artist, or if you just love art, go to the Black Heritage Fine Art Show and check that out. Like she said, this is the time to buy those tickets, because there is a special price right now. So it happens February 5th through the 7th. 2021. You don't want to miss it. BlackHeritageArtShow.com. Go and check her out. She has a number of books on Amazon. Just click in Glenda Boone click in her name and you'll be able to find her books. This is the Beauty of Blackness Fine Art Show, Black Art and Culture. Thank you so much. I am your host, Louise Cutler. You can stop by our website, the Beauty of Blackness Fine Art Show, and check us out. We are starting the Beauty of Blackness Fine Art Show is actually accepting applications, so definitely check that out. Go online and check it out. We had, oh, okay. Hey, there's Lucia. Hey, how's it going, girl? Amazing talk, ladies. Lucy, good to have you with us hanging out. So definitely go and check out our Black Art and Culture. Go and check out the Beauty of Blackness Fine Art Show, and we will see you guys. Hold on. Oh, let's go ahead. We're gonna play a few things because I definitely want you guys to be a part of So you guys come and hang out with us on the 5th and 6th for the Beauty of Blackness Bazaar, our holiday bazaar. Come and hang out with us. And I am going to send you guys out with our open call for artists. And I will see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. See you later.